Okay.
All right, good afternoon. I'm going to call this January 18th Arts Commission meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Chair Clevin.
Here.
Vice Chair Hackett-Morgan.
Here.
Second Vice Chair Douglas.
Here.
Commissioner Plaster.
Here.
Commissioner Bednarczyk.
Here.
Commissioner Roberts.
Here.
Commissioner Westfield. Excuse. Commissioner Dodson.
Here.
Commissioner DeSantis.
Here.
Commissioner Chirk.
Here.
Commissioner Chi.
Here.
Commissioner Lee.
Here.
Thank you, Chair. You have a quorum.
Thank you. We'll go on to item 2. Are we in compliance with open meeting law?
Yes, we are, Chair.
Thank you. All right, item 3, public comment. Comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. If you wish to be heard, please come forward and give your name for the record. The amount of discussion as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. Do we have any public comment at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 4. For possible action, approval of the final minutes by reference of the regular meeting of November 16th, 2023. Do I have a motion to approve?
Commissioner Chirk, motion to approve.
Commissioner Douglas, second.
All in favor of approving minutes from our last meeting?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Pardon. All right, motion passes. Thank you. We'll move on to item number 5. Report regarding monthly summary of current initiatives, cultural events, and opportunities affecting all wards. Please join me in welcoming Terry Chi to the Arts Commission. Terry Chi is the Digital Marketing Director for Vegas PBS. She oversees graphic design, event planning, and communications and branding across traditional and digital media. Prior to joining Vegas PBS, Chi spent much of her career in consumer packaged goods brand management. More recently, Chi oversaw the Caesars Rewards mobile app and was instrumental in developing some of the largest revenue-generating digital initiatives at Caesars Entertainment. Chi holds a bachelor's degree from Cornell University and a Master of Business Administration from UCLA Anderson School. She was appointed by Mayor Goodman to the Las Vegas Arts Commission for a 4-year term starting January 2024 and serves as the Superintendent's Anti-Racism, Equity, and Inclusion Advisory Committee, the National PBS Marketing Advisory Council, and the Vegas Theater Company Board. She is a 2021 graduate of Leadership Las Vegas and served as a Clark County AAPI Community Commissioner.
This is Commissioner Hackett-Morgan. Please join me in also welcoming Pauline Lee to the Arts Commission. Pauline Lee is a community activist, organizer, and volunteer in the Asian and the greater Las Vegas community. Born and raised in Southern California, Pauline received her Bachelor of Accounting degree from the University of Southern California. After graduating from Duke University School of Law, Pauline practiced in the areas of bankruptcy, creditors' rights, and commercial litigation in Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Houston before settling down in Las Vegas. Go to the next one? Okay.
Call for Artists, Art in Public Places exhibition. The call for artists closes February 25th, 2024 at 8 a.m. If selected, artists may receive purchase amounts ranging from $500 to $10,000, inclusive of all costs, and will be exhibited at the historic Fish Street School Mayor's Gallery. Please visit artsregistrylost.vegas to find more open opportunities. Celebrating Life 2024 Masters exhibit this Friday, January 19th, is open through May 11th, 2024 at Charleston Heights Arts Center Gallery. Join us for the reception on Thursday, January 25th from 5 to 7 p.m. And the Lunar New Year of the Dragon reception will be held Friday, February 9th from 5 to 7:30 p.m. at the historic 5th Street School Mayor's Gallery. This is free and open to the public.
Join us for 2 artist receptions on February 15th from 5 to 7 p.m. at City Hall in the Grand Gallery and Chamber Gallery. Created in paper and everyday materials, curated by Bobby Ann Howell, and the African American Heritage Exhibition, a collection of the inspirational Black experience, curated by Joseph Watson, free and open to the public. For more information about these events and more Department of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs programming, please visit www.artslasvegas.org or call 702-229-ARTS, 2787. Do any commissioners have additional events or happenings they would like to mention?
This is Commissioner Douglas. On Friday, January 26, 2024, from 5 to 8 p.m., Nubu Art invites the community to attend and view Forward, a Weaving Our Cultures art exhibition, and opening reception at Nubu Art Gallery and Community Center located at 1331 South Maryland Parkway. The Forward exhibition will run from January 26 through May 4th of this year. The exhibit showcases the art of Latina, Native American, African American, and Asian American women as they answer the question, what does the future look like? These women of color explore the possibilities of futurisms, come and learn about their cultures and their experiences in painting, photography, and mixed mediums. Joining this exhibition season will be a number of workshops. On February 3rd, Erica Vital-Lazar will be doing a writing workshop on Saturday at 2 p.m., exploring ancestral lore as a vehicle for writing contemporary horror. And on February 23rd, Friday, 6 p.m., Sochi Sitlali will be doing a butterfly workshop, painting Huitzilopochtli, the hummingbird, in Aztec mythology. Thank you.
This is Commissioner Trick. As a reminder, Nevada Arts Council Project Grant for Organizations is currently open. The Project Grant for Organization provides funding for arts project for nonprofits organization in Nevada for up to $7,000. Application is due March 1st, 2024 at 5 p.m. We'll be hosting 2 information sessions online. The first will be Project Grant for Organization Guidelines and Overview. That will be held January 25th at 12 p.m. PST on Zoom. The second info session will be Telling Your Story in Grant Application, How to Write a Great Grant Narrative, and that will be scheduled for February 14th at 1 p.m. PST. That will also be online, and more information can be found at nbartcouncil.org.
Commissioner Clevin, I just wanted to make a note that there are some exciting MFA exhibitions coming up at UNLV, starting with EGAD by Bailey Anderson, and that opens at Grant Hall Gallery. The reception opens January 16th through the 26th, and there is an opening reception January 19th from 5 to 8 p.m. I encourage everyone to look up these upcoming MFA exhibitions. Are really exciting. They're coming out of our community. Okay, any other commissioners with happenings in their wards? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to item 6. A report by Cultural Affairs staff regarding a monthly summary of current initiatives. This is affecting all wards.
Holly Lay for the record. Our upcoming Arts Commission schedule for the regular meetings will be held February 15th, March 21st, and April 18th at 4 p.m. As always, if there's an interest in having a subcommittee meeting, please notify me to schedule. The City of Las Vegas staff wants to also welcome our new commissioner, Pauline Lee, and also Terry Chi. Thank you for joining the Arts Commission.
Rebecca Holden, the 3rd Street, East Ogden Avenue to East Fremont Street Public Art Project, also known as the 3rd Street Pedestrian Mall Public Art Project, is still in process. We are attempting to award the finalist, and we're unable to make the announcement as to the final selected artist and design until that process is completed.
Mary Sabo. 3 additional AMP cabinets based on community requests have been completed by artists Bracken Hermanson and Vision, and the remaining project funds have been released for AMP, and the AMP project is closed out at this time for now.
Laura Machado. As the chair already mentioned, we have 2 gallery exhibition call for artists currently open, Art in Public Places and Fine Art Gallery exhibition proposals. If you could please share these calls with anyone that you think may be interested. The Art in Public Places call closes on February 5th, and the Fine Art Gallery exhibition proposal closes on March 3rd. The link is here. artsregistrylos.vegas will take you directly to the artist opportunity page. Thanks.
Holly Lay for the record. We also still have the call for artists pre-qualified sculptor list open. We are looking for a range of sculptors that work in the range of $10,000 to $300,000 for these projects. This closes on February 29th. Please let anyone you know that does any kind of sculpting work. We want this to also be for emerging artists. We've been getting questions about how experienced you need to be, but I think any kind of sculpture experience would be great for this call. Thank you.
Mary Sabo for the Casino Center Pocket Park Sculpture Project. The Mendre Sculptures team is currently working on engineering documents for the sculpture and coordinating with city staff on potential utility issues in the area. And then we're still in the process of trying to schedule a community presentation to give the artist team an opportunity to share their concept with community members. Stay tuned for information on when that will be, when and where.
Rebecca Holden, we continue to conserve and maintain the city's public art collection. And you can also reach out to us if you ever observe any concerns regarding the status or condition of any works in our collection. You can reach out to us directly or at publicart@lasvegasnevada.gov. We're a little over halfway through our fiscal year here with the City of Las Vegas, and we have spent just about 40% of our maintenance allocation for the year. So we're right on track, and we do anticipate some big expenses coming up. So that increase to the budget is really proving to be an asset this year. Also, we were notified of damage to the Big Heart sculpture, which is located in front of the Clark County Marriage License Bureau facility off of 3rd Street. And we are working to restore it. We've obtained the care instructions from the original artist, and so we'll have that resolved shortly.
Laura Machado. The team was notified that vandalism occurred at the East Las Vegas Community Center, resulting in some pretty significant damage to the mural on the exterior of the building. You can see here large pieces missing from her face. So we filed a report with the marshals, and they installed a temporary surveillance camera. in order to capture any activity that's happening in the area. We're working with them to install a permanent camera before we contract with the artist to come out and do the repair work. We hope that we can move forward as quickly as possible, definitely before the summertime, and we'll keep you posted.
This is Councilwoman Douglas. How were those marks made at that high of a?
Well, we think Omero did a really wonderful job going out and doing a condition report. We think someone took very large rocks and threw it directly at the wall, and specifically at the mural, which is unfortunate. There were chunks of the wall, or at least the paint, near the wall.
Yeah, I was going to say they look like gunshots because they look like similar to like when the petroglyphs at Gold Butte had been shot from a distance. They have a certain there's a look to it that is incredibly similar. I'd be very interested in what this crime report is on this.
We can share it. I can send it out to the Arts Commission if you'd like.
Commissioner Douglas, yes. I think my concerns, especially because I live in this neighborhood, it would be any type of hate crime or something that is happening within this neighborhood. If this is just something to just be really wary of.
Will do.
Holly Lay. We are still working with RLA Conservation to repair the Southern Nevada Law Enforcement Memorial Sculpture. We were able to successfully have a dry ice blast test. It took the coating off very nicely, so they're moving forward with scoping the total cost and repair. We also had Allied Flooring replace some of the slate that had been damaged.
This is Mary Sabo. Restoration is still in progress at the West Las Vegas Arts Center to the original mural by Dre Wilmore. And Dre will also be touching up the original community mural done on the wall. And this is still in progress with a completion date and TBD due to some delays.
Laura Machado, we're happy to report the Contemporary Public Art Program is moving forward. Adolfo Gonzalez was selected for this program. As you can see here is a work in progress photograph of enriched heritage. This sculpture was all handmade and forged and welded, and it will be installed in Ward 5 at the Oboto Collective next Thursday.
This is Mary Sabo. The Doc Romeo Skate Park mural project, as you'll recall from our September meeting. So local artist, skateboarder, and business owner Nico Rusin came to the public art team with a proposal to enhance the visual appeal of the Doc Romeo Skate Park by painting the bowls of the various bowls of the skate park and engaging with the community that uses the park. This project was approved at the September meeting, and we're currently working with Nico to develop the scope of work and plan some thoughtful community engagement efforts.
Rebecca Holden. So for the Medical District Public Art Project, you may recall we developed that further into a larger public art plan and have a combined funding to complete 5 projects utilizing Percent for the Art funds as well as Ward 1 capital improvement project funds. So here you'll see a map of where those projects are laid out. And the next slide, please. Here's an overview of the updates on those. So the Rancho Gateway project, that solicitation closed on January 2nd, and we're in the process of the evaluation in order to select a limited number of finalists to develop proposals for this location. The Wellness Way mural completed. We had a celebration for that on December 13th. And then our next steps really are, aside from putting out some signage, we have a wall use agreement with UNLV that expires October 30th, 2028. So we have it in our calendars to revisit around that time to make sure we are staying in communication with them. And then for these next three, the Wellness Way Gateway, Payhor Drive, and Shadow Lane projects, that solicitation is currently out for the pre-qualified sculptor list. And so based upon the feedback and responses from that solicitation, and based on the feedback from the individual evaluation panels for each one of these, we'll be able to move forward either with selecting applicants from this pre-qualified list, or if the evaluation panel so chooses, we can still move forward with an additional solicitation. So it's really up to those evaluation panels, but we are moving along with these really nicely. And here is a picture of the Wellness Way mural, which was completed, called Harmony and Bloom by Ross Takahashi and Amy Soul. We're working on getting some professional photos of the mural updated for our records. However, if you haven't seen it yet in person, please do. It's right along Shadow Lane at Martin Luther King Boulevard, and it's about a block long, so photos don't really do it justice.
This is Mary Sabo. We just wanted, since we have a lot of new arts commissioners, we wanted to just kind of take a moment to inform you about our UNLV internship program. So we've been working with UNLV, offering internship opportunities for UNLV art students starting in 2018. Students participating in the program gain knowledge and experience in various facets of the public art and gallery programs. And it's been a really great program. Here you can see a list of our former interns that have all helped out with various projects. Monica Montoya was our last intern, and she helped out a lot with our online representation and ideas for kind of promoting events and calls. And then Julia is going to be our next intern, hopefully starting this month. This has just been a really great project. We just wanted to highlight it.
Councilwoman Douglas, it says project budget in A. Is there any kind of stipend for the interns, or could there be?
This is Mary Sabo. They receive credit, college credit for their internship, so it's an unpaid internship, but credit is received through their art history class, I believe.
Councilwoman Douglas, and how many interns can be, well, it looks like there's probably one or so a year. Is it only limited to one or two people a year, or?
This is Laura Machado. Every semester, we give kind of a guest lecture to Jerry Shefsick's gallery practices class, and then following that lecture, the students that are enrolled in that class have an opportunity to take the next level, and if they're interested in being an intern for the City of Las Vegas, they can reach out to us. So the most that we've had was 2 per year. This year we had 3 students that were interested. Only one of them contacted us, and so Julia, we hope that she can be onboarded at the end of the month. So it could be 2. I was excited about 3, but so far just the one.
Thank you.
Holly Lay for the record. The City of Las Vegas is currently accepting applications for the position of Public Art and Gallery Assistant. This is a part-time position, and the closing date is February 28th, and the link to apply is at the Arts Registry, las.vegas. And that concludes the item 6 report by Cultural Affairs staff regarding our monthly summary of current initiatives. Lastly, I would like to bring up something that we've been discussing on our team, and we have been given the green light regarding the open meeting law to conduct a tour with everyone all together, and we are thinking about doing a public art tour of all wards, maybe getting a party bus and a driver so we can talk about the collection and then maybe have some kind of refreshment afterwards. So this is something we're thinking about planning in the spring before it gets too hot. So let me know if you're interested. I'll be sending out more information. Thank you.
This is Commissioner Douglas. Holly, is this for the arts commissioners to take this art tour?
Yes. Sorry, I didn't clarify. But it is for the whole Arts Commission.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea. Oh, for the record, Commissioner Lee.
Oh, and Commissioner Douglas, and yes, please sign me up. I would love to do that. And just for the other commissioners, some feedbacks. We've had a number of these public arts meetings that have been happening. One of the comments from some of the people who are attending was that they didn't know who their arts commissioners were. And they're in these different art spaces, and they're just like, well, who is that? And that they're not seeing the arts commissioners. So I think this is a really great idea for our arts commissioners to travel to these different gallery spaces, have this kind of art crawl to be able to meet their, I guess, constituents? Or is that just for council, right?
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
This is Commissioner Clevin. Do we have any other commissioners with questions about the report? Any clarity, especially for our new commissioners? If you have questions, don't be shy. You're welcome to ask them. All right, hearing none, we're going to move on. We'll move on to item 7 now, report by Cultural Affairs staff regarding the Civic Center Plaza Public Art Project. This is in Ward 3.
Laura Machado, for the record. Thank you. So, as many of you know, our team has been working on a sculpture project for the new Civic Center Plaza for some time now. We wanted to bring this information to you and get your feedback. So I'm just going to give some background information. We issued a request for qualifications in June of 2022. We received over 100 submissions. From those submissions, 7 artists were asked to create design proposals. Those proposals were then shared with city management and council. Top 4 proposals were then shared via survey with the entire city staff. The sculpture will be centered in the center of the plaza. You can see that here. When we were asking for design proposals, we called out specific keywords that we were looking for representation in. Right now you can see the responses from 583 employees. They ranked their first choice. We'll go through each of the submissions so you can take a look at it. It's also in your binder if you're interested, tab 7. The first one is Harmonic Ascension by Cliff Garton Studio. This piece was voted the favorite by almost 42% of employees. I'm going to talk a little bit about the design. So a Harmonic Ascension is a 25-foot tall stainless steel sculpture with LED lights. The sculpture is guided by the idea that art and music generate community and gather people together. It also references figurative gestures and can identify as the main performer on the Civic Center stage. You can see here in reference to the human scale. Also, there's more information about the narrative in your binder. The next proposal is Horizon by Soft Lab. This design proposal was voted the second favorite, receiving 28% of the employee responses. Horizon is a 23-foot tall, 25-foot wide stainless steel sculpture with aluminum composite panels and LED lights. The sculpture represents a round canopy structure that acts as a contemporary version of a pavilion in the round to offer both landmarks and outward-facing vantage points in a picturesque landscape. The columns create a series of archways and thresholds offering vantage points to the Civic Center Plaza. You can see here with the dimensions. There's more information on the narrative as well. The next design proposal is Chroma Nova by Creative Machines. It was voted the third favorite proposal, receiving 17% of the responses. Chroma Nova is a 17-foot tall, 16-foot wide dichroic glass or polycarbonate and steel sculpture. The sculpture is meant to be monumental, immersive, sundial that tells time with color. The work references both modern and classic design. More information on the narrative. And finally, the fourth was Helios by Future Forms. It was the last proposal with receiving 13% of the responses. It's a 19-foot tall, 25-foot wide stainless steel sculpture with a stainless steel concrete inlay representing the topography of Las Vegas with acknowledgments to indigenous communities in the region. The faceted tree-like canopy represents Las Vegas past and present, natural and urban layers, as well as future growth. So we were bringing this to you because we wanted to make sure that you saw all of the proposals, understood that we're trying to seek additional feedback. Following this meeting, and we'll talk about it after we're done, but following this meeting and hearing from you guys, we're going to create a community survey. So similar to what we did with the employees, a survey will go out to everyone, including the Arts Commission, so that you can read through the proposals. So this is just an overview. The survey has a link to their full proposal. Not all of the financial details are included, but it's the majority of the proposal. We're going to select the top 3 design proposals, so that would be Harmonic Ascension, Horizon, and Chroma Nova as part of that survey. And then based on all of this information, it will help us decide on which is the actual design proposal that will go for final selection. And then we'll take that back to city management and council. So we really encourage you, when we send the survey link out to you, it should go out in February 1st, to review the materials, vote on the proposal, share it with anyone that you think would be interested in this kind of project. We're really, really interested in getting the most feedback that we can. And that's really kind of what we wanted to share with you today. I'd be happy to talk about it, open up to discussion if you have any questions.
This is Commissioner Clevin. I have 2 questions. The space that it's going to be located, what are some of the activities that are going to occur around that? And then my second question is, how often do you do a survey as comprehensive as this with the final pieces?
So to answer the first question, you can see here, if I can use the pointer. Can I use the pointer? It's right in the center, and there we have 2, there we go. Did it work? No. Right there. That's the foundation sculpture. And then the 2 lawn areas will be seated areas so that people can be in the area closest to the bandstand. I don't know if that's the word that we would use. The stage. So mostly we think that there will be people on both of those lawn sections when we have activities. Festivals, the book festival, maybe potentially moving things that are happening now at Fifth Street School. So there will be a lot of activity, which is why I think certain design proposals maybe were preferred because of the height and the ability to see through. So that at least talks about a little bit how it's going to be programmed. It's going to be programmed frequently. I believe the directive is every weekend, if that's correct.
This is Maggie Plaster. We're still working out a programming plan for the plaza. It is a priority of our city manager. I'm not sure if it'll be every weekend. We have weather considerations, but we're thinking about doing a lot of things for employees here and it really being a community space. So I think there'll be things here quite frequently. Yeah.
Commissioner Lee, so here it's the one artwork, the harmonic ascension, is supposed to be a metaphor for music. That doesn't mean that there will be music, is there, or will there be? For example, in Los Angeles, over by the Dorothy Chandler, they have music going at the same time that you have like the water spurts going up. Was this proposal, did it include music at all?
No, this is Laura Machado. No music was included. It's just steel and light. But it's in the shape. So when you get the survey and you look into the design proposal, it's actually the shape of it that's twisting is a musical instrument. And to answer Chair's second question, to my knowledge, at least since I've been working with Cultural Affairs, this is the most extensive evaluation panel that I've been a part of.
Commissioner DeSantis, going back to the harmonic ascension, the visual to me looks like there's going to be some kind of film over it, but reading the description there is not. So I'm kind of curious as to what it will really look like during the day. During the night, I'm assuming the blue LED lights are going to actually have the sculpture look like the illustration. However, the daytime, I don't see how it will look like that at all. So
I understand. I think that there's also more information and different vantage points, and specifically for this project, when the survey does go out, there's 14 different views, but they're renderings. It's not real life. They do give examples of other work that they've done that's a similar kind of design aesthetic that you can take a look at and see what they look like in other cities. I think they have one prominent piece in Seattle.
okay, thank you.
This is Councilwoman Douglas. Can you keep me aware of when the next meeting is for this project? Because I know that when there's going to be more information coming out about it, but I just want to make sure that I'm educated on it, especially since I'm representing Ward 3. If any other people are asking questions about it, I want to be able to answer those.
Absolutely.
And this is Commissioner Roberts. As I look at a couple of the renderings, I know they're conceptual, and knowing the intent of the plaza, just looking at the way they interact with the views at the plaza, I don't know if that's a consideration for some of the wider art pieces, but that might impact usability of the plaza in some regard.
I definitely think that is a concern, and that's the kind of information that we're looking to gather. Any other questions?
This is Commissioner Clevin. Thank you for that report. Looking forward to seeing the survey. Okay, we'll go on to then item number 8, a discussion for possible action regarding the accession of the mural Legacy by Matt Murphy and the statue Sculpting Tony's Legacy, a tribute to Tony Hsieh by Brian Hanlon, located at the Strong Start Academy Elementary School at 310 South 9th Street. There is no fiscal impact, and this is in Ward 3.
Hi, Angela Rose, City of Las Vegas. I'm a manager with the Department of Youth Development and Social Initiatives, for the record. I have the honor of working on this project, so I just have a little bit of background information for you all. The City of Las Vegas received the award in January 2022 to open the first public charter school sponsored by a local government in the state of Nevada. The Strong Start Academy Elementary School at the Tony Hsieh Education Center opened in August 2022 with the support and dedication from many city departments. This building for the charter school project was named in honor of the late Tony Shea for his numerous contributions to our community in the areas of education, innovation, entrepreneurship, technology, and public service. The mission of the school is to provide equitable, high-quality academics as we prepare our bilingual, civic-minded thinkers to maximize their potential in the community and the world. This school is the first bilingual model in the state of Nevada where all children will engage in dual language education that supports and embraces the development of English and Spanish while honoring their home languages and cultures. The school believes in asset-based learning and offers rich linguistic education that values the cultural heritage of all of our families. In honor of the Tony Shea community collaborations, both the following art installations were commissioned and completed in December of 2023 in partnership with the City of Las Vegas, Downtown Project, Zappos, and the family of Tony Shea. Let's see if I can work this. This mural, entitled Legacy, was installed at the Strong Start Academy Elementary School by Matt Murphy in December of 2023. This project pays homage to the innovation and legacy that Tony Shea left behind from all of his modernization in the downtown area of our community. This mural was commissioned by the family of Tony Shea and is a community collaboration between Downtown Project, Zappos, and Richard Shea, the father of the late Tony Shea. And this bronze bust statue, titled Sculpting Tony's Legacy, a tribute to Tony Shea, was installed at the Strong Start Academy Elementary School in December of 2023 by Brian Hanlon Studios. The statue was commissioned by the family of Tony Shea and Mayor Carolyn Goodman to commemorate his contributions to the downtown area and his lasting influence on education and innovation. The total cost for this project was $75,000. That's all. Any questions?
This is Commissioner Clevin. The mural, is it facing inwards to the school or outside so that the public can view it?
Angela Rose, for the record. It's facing inside on the playground of the school, so it's not open to the public currently.
Commissioner Hackett Morgan, I'm just over here.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I guess I'm kind of short. I guess I'm not familiar with where this Strong Start Academy Elementary is. That's not the same as the Ninth Bridge School, or is it?
It is. It formerly was owned by Tony Shea Estate as a Ninth Bridge School. It was a former preschool, and then it was sold to the City of Las Vegas. Fun fact, it was originally owned by the City of Las Vegas, so we sold it, and now it's back in our possession. But yeah, it's on the corner of 9th and Bridger.
I'm very curious about that. Thank you.
This is Commissioner Clevin. I have a question for staff regarding maintenance and conservation of these two items. Is it going to have an effect on the budget, and do you think it'll be substantial?
Rebecca Holden, correct me if anyone has any. I don't think we've received a maintenance and conservation form for either one of these projects at this time. So, but we do have other murals in the city's collection, and we do have other statues by Brian Hanlon in the collection, and so those are typically fairly routine in nature, and especially considering the protected nature of the mural, it likely won't get too much public exposure. I don't know what direction it's facing, so, but I do know, I believe
it faces east.
Okay. So it'll receive some morning light, which will, but I believe it's received a protective coating to help with mitigating some of that UV damage.
Any other discussion items for these two? So I would ask at this time if any commissioners would like to make a motion on this item.
This is Commissioner Douglas. I actually had a question about being able to see the mural. If it's inside of school property, and I assume that only, of course, the teachers and the students will be privy to viewing this beautiful mural, will there be any opportunities for the public to see it?
Angela Rose for the record. We do typically keep the events to like invited guests, city personnel, and school personnel just due to safety of students. However, like on nights and weekends, they do host a lot of parent and community events. So we do hope that it will get exposure because it's a project with Zappos and Downtown Project. They have a really great partnership with the school where they often bring stuff to the students, and so they're often bringing their community guests and other people that are in town just to kind of see it as well. So as long as we can keep students and kids safe, then we're open to ideas.
This is Commissioner Plaster. I'd like to make a motion to approve accession of the Tony Shea mural and sculpture at Strong Start Academy Elementary School.
This is Commissioner Roberts. I'll second.
Great. We have a motion to approve item number 8. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Do we have any opposed? All right, hearing none, motion passes. Thank you so much for your presentation. And we'll move on to item 9, a report by Cultural Affairs staff regarding the new public art master plan.
Thank you, Chair Clevin. This is Rebecca Holden. In your binders, you have been provided with a draft of the public art master plan. If you open up your binders, and then on the left-hand side in that pocket right there at the front, you'll have a copy. At this stage, this is just the working Word document. We're really looking at the content right now. So you've been provided with that. You can take that home with you. Because we've given that to you today, it's also going to be made available to the public as well online. So this is out there in the world now. And so in the interest of timeliness, I've prepared this brief presentation to just provide a framework and a high-level overview of the outcome of the planning process, which is the document you have before you. You can relay your feedback throughout the presentation, at the conclusion of the presentation, or at a later time with me, depending on the preference of Chair Clevin. It's up to you how you want to wrangle this. But I will just go ahead and run through this unless interrupted, because I'm the last thing between you and dinner time. So, all right, so we have some new faces that have joined us, and so I wanted to give a brief overview of the timeline for the development of this plan. We have Art Builds Community, who was selected to develop the 2013 Public Art Master Plan. They were selected to develop the updated version of that. So they were able to revisit their materials, update that, reintroduce themselves to the community, and also provide that outside perspective we need on occasion, to really take a hard look at our programming. So we approved the funding in 2022. In September, it was then approved by City Council in October. Then in February 2023, Art Builds Community made their introductions or reintroductions at the Art Summit, so many of you may have had the chance to meet them. Then May, June, and July was the community engagement period, so that was in-person meetings, tours, community engagement, public surveys, steering committee meetings, a lot of connecting. And then once they compiled all of that, they held a steering committee meeting, which is an internal group of, it's separate from the Arts Commission, so it's a separate group of folks, internal and external, that are helping guide this process. So there are some arts commissioners who are on that steering committee as well, but also a lot of different stakeholders with a variety of backgrounds. So then in October 2023, Amanda Rawson from Art Builds Community came and gave that presentation to the Arts Commission with an update of their findings from the community engagement portion. Then in November, they gave us a draft copy for internal review. And then last month, a second draft was issued for the steering committee to review. And so what you have before you today is a draft that's been reviewed a few times. It's our third draft, and this is the final draft before they start the graphic design process. So they're going to work on that and really make it visually stunning, but we just want to make sure the content is really correct. So, let's see here. Today's plan also does not include the appendices, which our team is working on finalizing with the Art Builds community team, but the appendices are listed in your draft and will be included in that final draft as well. And those appendices are really important because that's our updated policies and procedures. So there's a lot of weight carried in those appendices that we're working hard on to really clean up a lot of our practices. So next month is the February 15th, 2024 meeting, and that's going to be your chance to view the full plan, complete with graphic design and appendices, and hopefully your last opportunity to communicate your thoughts to us regarding that plan. And so this is important because if you've been appointed to the Arts Commission, perhaps as a representative on behalf of a stakeholder group, perhaps as elected by a city council member of a ward, the mayor, or the community at large, we really want your help in relaying not only your personal observations of the plan before you, but also the feedback of those you've been selected to represent. And then, after that February meeting, on March 21st, we will bring the final plan to the Arts Commission for a vote. And so that will be an agenda item for action where we hope that you'll vote to approve it, and then simultaneously, the plan will be circulated in preparation for the meeting of the Las Vegas City Council on April 3rd, where it will be presented as an agenda item for action, where we hope to have a vote for approval as well. So all that being said, if for any reason there's indication after receiving the feedback that more time is needed, we will work with the Art Builds community team to make sure we accommodate any of that feedback, because ultimately the intent is to bring forward a complete plan that is representative of the true mission, vision, and goals, and we would rather not sacrifice time over final quality or content of the plan. So this is our aspirational timeline. We certainly believe it's achievable, but if anything comes up that's really beyond the structure that we built here, we'll make it work. All right, so as mentioned, I'll just briefly highlight from our table of contents for the full package that you have here. I'm just going to highlight the vision, goals, and objectives, and also the recommendations. So the vision is that the City of Las Vegas illuminates art and culture and celebrates the bold, dynamic, and diverse community through public art and city spaces and outdoors in the public realm. The mission, the City of Las Vegas public art and gallery programs serve Valley residents and visitors and celebrate the city's extraordinary character by acquiring and displaying artworks in public places and supporting community-led public art efforts. And the goals. The 2024 City of Las Vegas Public Art Master Plan will be the guiding document for the city's public art and art collection in its buildings and throughout the public realm. Its focus is on 4 areas that coincide with the 5 of the City of Las Vegas 2050 Master Plan goals for the city, that it is livable, equitable, resilient, healthy, and innovative. This public art master plan uses these goals in articulating the future of the city's public art program. So the vision, mission, and goals are based on the team's engagement and research and direct consultation with our department, and then also in alignment with the city's 2050 public art, or the city's citywide 2050 master plan. So the breakdown of those goals and highlighting the innovative, livable, equitable, resilient, healthy, and innovative, again, larger visions from that 2050 plan. So out of those recommendations that came from this plan, there are 8 before you, which are broken down in far greater detail within the document, but I'll just high level go through each one of these here. The first is to commission permanent and temporary art that amplifies the city's diverse stories. The second recommendation is to develop art that enhances people's experience with the natural environment. And third, to commission art that supports neighborhood revitalization. Fourth, to support local and regional artists. Fifth, to enhance education about public art displayed in City Hall and citywide public facilities. Sixth, to identify specific roles for arts commissioners to support and participate in the public art program. Seven, to expand funding and partnerships that support public art. 8, to update and implement public art policies, procedures, and guidelines to reflect best practices. And so, I've had to script myself, and I've gotten off script here. All right, so what are the next steps? So please, we want to know what you think. Let us know what you think. The Art Builds community team knows that this is your first opportunity to review the draft plan, and so they're eager for your feedback, and they know it's coming. So don't be shy. So you all have that copy of that draft plan. It will be made available to the public. It will be a backup documentation for this meeting. And we really want this plan to help shape the direction of the public art programming for many years to come. And we hope it will help guide the decision-making process and conversations at the highest levels of our city government and also within the Arts Commission itself. So as we do these project development subcommittee meetings year to year, this plan should be something that's referenced and making sure that the projects that are coming through are in alignment with this plan. And so some things to consider as you go through this plan. Do these recommendations really resonate with you, with the Arts Commission, and with the community? Are there any improvements you'd like to see? Where can we maybe provide more content or context? And are there any highlights or projects that you want to be uplifted as examples within this plan?
This is Commissioner Clevin. I want to thank you, Rebecca, for getting through item 9, I think. That was incredible. And now I'd like to open it up to the rest of the commissioners if they have questions regarding this item. I'm personally really excited to see it and have a guide for the Arts Commission to look towards when we're making any kind of decisions.
This is Commissioner Chi. So 2 questions. Are there previous versions of this strategic plan? And then usually a strategic plan, it notates how long, is this 1 to 3 years, or it's a 1-year plan? So who's the keeper of the plan, who keeps it updated?
Those are great questions. So the first question, there is a 2013 Public Art Master Plan. During that process, there were some political complications that prevented us from having that plan adopted. And so it is out there, and I can certainly send you a copy of it. I think it was provided as backup for a few meetings ago, and you weren't here at that time. So of course you don't have a copy of it. I will get you one. And then The time range, I think that's a question that has come up in a lot of different spaces in talking about this plan. And so we say it's the citywide public art master plan, but I don't know that throughout the document as it stands right now, that time frame is really clearly defined. And I think if that's something of importance in developing this plan, which it is a mess, so the 2050 citywide master plan had to go through a specific project or process because of I guess where it falls within Nevada revised statutes for how municipalities go about adopting strategic plans. So this one, because of I guess where it falls in the strata of plans for the city, it's at a lower level, and so it doesn't have to go through quite as stringent of an adoptive policy process. But our department is ultimately the stewards of this, and specifically the Cultural Affairs Unit, and specifically the Public Art and Gallery Program. That was a long-winded answer, I'm sorry. But
Thank you.
This is Commissioner Plaster. You know, I think this would be a good time maybe to set expectations on how long it actually takes us to get public art projects done at the city. And I think that it's up to city staff to decide how long this plan, like what the term is for the plan based on, you know, our typical timeframes. In my mind, it would be 10 to 15 years.
This is Commissioner Douglas, and I don't know where to add the language. I was actually kind of stumped on it, but I did attend a number of the planning sessions for the writing of this, and all of you have done such a fantastic job with that too, by the way. But I'm wondering where to even place beyond land acknowledgements, beyond the intention of working with indigenous communities, but actually utilizing art as a tool to uplift those stories. Throughout the city of Las Vegas, there is history, there are street names, there's such a nod to the history of the frontiersmen, to really just the colonization of this area. But how can we also be learning or teaching, you know, others about the history of this area when it comes to the local Paiutes, or even further with the Shoshones, the Washos, maybe even statewide. But there's a number of different tribes that have had, you know, made this home or traveled through here, and this is all, you know, still American history. And I'm hoping that there is language or somewhere where it can be placed in here where we're uplifting that history and not erasing it, because we're not getting it much within the school system, but art can be a catalyst to learning for everybody.
thank you, Commissioner Douglas and Commissioner Plaster. I think those are both two really excellent points that we can relay and make sure are incorporated into this.
This is Commissioner Turk. I just have a question about the timeline, as mentioned before, since there, like, I don't want to pigeonhole us into, like, this is how long the plan is, but would it be beneficial operationally to build in a day where we can revisit the plan if, like, something's not working out? In the future, you have, like, a time where we check back in to see what's working, what's not working. Is that beneficial, or is that, like, something we can just do as things come up?
Rebecca Holden, that's a great question, and I think it ties also into who are the stewards of that plan, and then who's responsible for ensuring the success of the plan. And so making sure that that plan incorporates some clear check-in points within that larger timeline so that we can really make sure we're staying on track. That's an excellent recommendation. Thank you.
This is Commissioner Clevin. So I'm expecting everyone to read their draft plans and have some notes to Rebecca, if you have any, before our next meeting, so it can be incorporated into our agenda discussions. Thank you, Rebecca, for that report. Looking forward to the final plan. We'll move on to item number 10, a discussion regarding topics for future agenda items. Comments made during this portion of the agenda by individual members shall refer solely to proposals for future agenda items, and any discussion shall be limited to whether or not such proposed items are within the purview of the commission and/or whether such proposed items shall be placed on a future agenda. No discussion regarding the substance of any such proposed topic shall occur and no action shall be taken. Commissioners, do we have any future agenda items? Any requests? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to item 11, citizens' participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the commission. No subject may be acted upon by the commission unless that subject is on the agenda and is scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, come forward and give your name for the record. The amount of discussion on any single subject, as well as the amount of any time any single speaker is allowed, may be limited. All right, seeing no citizens' participation, I'll adjourn our January 18th meeting. Thank you.